Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Baltimore Orioles and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. Mound for the Orioles is Randy Jones, whose record is 3-4 with a 5.09 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers is Jerry Ujdur, whose record is 0-3 with a 4.55 ERA. And yeah, we lost another one. I mean, I feel like a broken record. I just keep repeating myself. Unfortunately, we can't get a victory on the board, it seems. We lost 3-2 yesterday. Dave Rozema gave up 3 runs in the first inning and then just shut down the Orioles after that, but the offense couldn't get anything going. We had 3 errors and we had 3 caught stealing attempts. So yeah, it was actually a very frustrating game, and toward the end, I was like, I'm tired of this. But before we get to today's game, just a little bit of housekeeping here. On June 6th, I will be having a live game. That's going to be on Sunday. It'll be 5 p.m. my time here in Pacific time, and it'll be, 8 p.m. on Eastern time. So tune in for that. It'll be fun. You can be my bench coach and give me some suggestions along the way throughout the game. And yeah. Oh, also don't forget at the end of the month, at the end of every month, I'll go ahead and do the standings recap and also the league leaders for the American League and the National League. And what we might do is tie in the summer draft, which takes place on the 4th. So it'll be after this Rangers game. It'll give us the option to do the draft. So we'll probably do a draft show at the end of the month as well, so everyone knows what we have planned. So as always, I appreciate everyone following along. This month has been a little bit of a bummer, and if you think back to September of last year, the month of September, in the baseball game from the 1980 replay, we just got torched in that final month and fell out of the playoff race. And we've just never recovered from that. I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, we've been struggling basically since the final month of the 1980 season. At any rate, we have Jerry Ujdur on the mound, and he's actually pitched pretty decently in a relief role, and so we've given him a chance here to start once again. We have all the bullpen available today, and taking a look at the lineup against lefty Randy Jones, we're giving Trammell the day off because he is listed as tired. And we've taken Gary Hancock and Kirk Gibson out of the lineup because they are lefties going against a lefty. So you'll see Mark Wagner, who's really hot right now, getting these spot starts. He's in there at short. We have Mickey Hatcher back in there at third base today. And Barry Bonnell, who had a great game his last appearance, as well as Jeffrey Leonard in there. And we've changed the lineup around a little bit, including moving Reggie Jackson into the third position. See if we can't get him going, because he has just been terrible since we traded for him. Here's the Orioles lineup. We'll go ahead and do the rundown. Batting leadoff and playing third base is Mike Eden. Batting second and at second base is Wayne Krunchicki. Batting third at first base is Eddie Murray. Batting cleanup in left field is Jeff Burrows. Batting fifth and catching is Glenn Borgman. Batting sixth and in center field is Ron LaFleur. Batting seventh and at shortstop is Ken Pape. Batting eighth in right field is Bobby Bonner. And batting ninth and DHing is Al Bumbry. And here's Jerry Ujdur. He's made, this is actually his 5th start. He's had 7 appearances. This will be his 8th. He's 0-3 with that 4.55 ERA. Walk to strikeout ratio, not great. Opponent's only batting .263 against him. He hasn't really been bad. I guess he did start his last appearance, giving up 3 runs in 4 innings, but those 8 hits knocked him out early. His previous appearance, in fact his last 2 appearances, were in relief where he pitched 6.2 innings combined, just giving up 1 run, which has really helped him get his ERA back down. So we will see if Jerry Ujdur is the Ujdur we need to win this game. To take a look at the defensive lineup for Detroit, and Mike Eden, switch hitter, leading off the game, batting .232 overall, .221 versus righties. Infield single for Eden. That is not how you want to start the game off with, especially with Wayne Krenchicki, who we cannot get out. And Eden's got some speed, so gotta hope we can maybe turn 2 here. Oh, there we go. So good job by Whitaker starting the double play, especially with Wagner there at short. So 2 down. Here is Eddie Murray, batting .257 with only 4 home runs on the season, and he flies out to center to end the top of the first. So the leadoff man gets turned into double play, and no damage done. Go to the bottom of the first. Here is the Tigers lineup. Batting leadoff and in center field is Ricky Henderson. Batting second and in left field is Barry Bonnell. Batting third and DHing is Reggie Jackson. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth in right field is Jeffrey Leonard. Batting sixth and at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting seventh and at third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting eighth at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. And batting ninth at shortstop is Mark Wagner. And on the mound for the Orioles is Randy Jones. This is probably my favorite card of Jeremy. It's just an impossible situation for him to put together a card. Because Randy Jones was, as you can see here on the Padres, in this season. And so he had to manufacture that card pretty much from scratch. And it's pretty funny looking. So, yeah, Randy Jones, lefty, is making his 12th start. He's 3 4 at 5.09 ERA, 20 walks, 34 Ks. Opponents are betting 300 against him. He's got 3 complete games. Mentioned this the last time through. He did win the Cy Young in 1976. As we will pop back here to that season, he went 22 14 for a terrible Padres team. With that 2.74 ERA, only 93 strikeouts in 315 innings pitched, 25 complete games. In 1976, I mean, that really wasn't all that long ago. That's insane to think about as we take a look here at the defensive alignment for the Orioles with Bobby Bonner, the shortstop, in right field today, but he's got a decent rating for technically being out of position. Here's Ricky batting .333 versus lefties. Ground ball to second. And Krenchicki makes the play. 1 down. Next up is Barry Bonnell. And Bonnell pops it up on the infield. And Krenchicki might make the play here. He does. So 2 down for Reggie Jackson, a little bit of lefty on lefty. Reggie's batting .125 overall. He's actually batting better versus lefties, which is not saying much. Ground ball to first. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the top of the second. No score. Here's Jeff Burrows leading off the inning against Ujdur. And Burrows hits a ground ball to Whitaker. 1 down. Next up is Glenn Borgman. He was an all-star last season, as you can see with the banner here. And he's just terrible this season, batting only 179 versus righties. And he pops it up to Whitaker. I think Whitaker's made 4 out of the 5 outs so far he's been involved in. Okay, so here's Ron LaFleur, hitting pretty well for a number 6 hitter. He's batting .301, and he pops it up to Wagner. And that'll do it. Nice job there by Ujdur, 1-2-3 inning. Go to the bottom half of the second inning. And here's Lance Parrish. He crushes lefties. .611 slugging percentage. There we go, base hit to left. I should almost consider maybe platooning him with maybe Bobby Ramos or something. As Parrish is on first, and here's Jeffrey Leonard. Came over in that deal earlier this year. As Leonard gets a base hit to right. He hits lefties well too. I already forgot. Okay, with Houston, because he played, I think the most popular, part of his career was with the Giants. And for just a moment, I couldn't remember that we'd made that trade with the Houston Astros. So here's JT. Now, I wouldn't normally have him in there versus lefties. He's only batting .050. But with Trammell needing the day off, I would have put Trammell at first and let Wagner play short. We're going to hit and run, try to stay out of the double play here. There we go. Thompson hits it right back to Jones. And that will score the run. So an RBI for Thompson, getting the job done. Although he hit it to the closest person to home plate. So runner on second. That's Jeff Leonard. Here's Mickey Hatcher. And Hatcher hits a fly ball to right. That might be deep enough for Leonard to tag. It is. So 2 down now with Leonard standing on third for Sweet Lou. Whitaker not having as much success versus lefties this season. Only batting .218. And he's going to pop it up to Kinchicki, and that'll end the inning. So we get on the board with that RBI by Thompson, and we go to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Detroit. Here is Ken Pape leading off the third. There's a base hit to center. So that's the leadoff man on for 2 of the 3 innings. Is it too early for them to... he's batting .316. I can't imagine he would actually try to bunt. Ground ball right back to Ujdur. Turn 2. Oh, they just get the lead runner, Pape, at second. So wishful thinking, as there's now 1 down with Al Bumbry up, the number 9 hitter. Oh, no. Stolen base by Bonner. Moves... the Orioles into an opportunity here with a base hit to score a run. Oh, nice job by Ujdur coming back with a strikeout. So 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup with Mike Eden. And that's going to be an infield single. There's no way Bonner would be running on the infield single. Unless maybe, maybe the third baseman had to come in or something to get that ball. There's no point in trying to use logic. Or my imagination. So here's Wayne Kinchicki first and third, and I'm definitely concerned here. Just two down. We got to trust Ujdur to get out of it. Nope, base hit to center, and the game is tied. So there was nothing we could do about that. That infield single pretty much was the writing on the wall, and now we have to hope that we can get the switch hitter Eddie Murray out. Yeah, it's ball 4. So all of this is with 2 outs. The infield single by Kinchicki, and the walk by Murray. And maybe the team's most dangerous hitter, Burroughs. He had a home run, in the first game of the series? There we go. So strike 3 gets Ujdur out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the third. It's all tied at 1. Mark Wagner's up. Mark Wagner had a hell of a game. Wow, what is that? 5 for his last 8, including 2 triples in his last game. That was pretty cool. Let's see if Wagner can get another rally started here. He's going to bloop it into right center field. He hit it too hard. It's just caught by the right fielder, Bonner. Next up is Ricky. Ricky sucks. I mean, what a waste of a trade. What is he batting now for us? 273. I mean, his OPS... I mean, he's only really had 1 full season up until this season, so it's hard to know what to expect out of him as part of his career here in this simulation as Bunnell strikes out. So 1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the top of the 4th. Here's Glenn Borgman, and Ujdra's at 55 pitches. So this is the time we really have to start keeping an eye on his pitch count and maybe considering swapping him out when we get to the bottom of the lineup. We have these switch hitters and lefties. I guess we'll see as Borgman flies out to center field and then around the floor hits a sharp liner right at Hatcher, and he snags it for the second out. 2 down now for Ken Pape. Oh, come on. So Ujdur walks the number 7 hitter, bringing up Bonner. Bonner was out his first time, and a wild pitch moves Pape into scoring position. So, yeah, base hit will score a run here as Ujdur pops it up into foul ground, and it's an error by Thompson. So I guess that might have been in fair territory. Oh, no, the play was an error on Parrish. So, here are the lefties, and we're going to take out Ujdur. And we're going to bring in Pat Underwood. I trust him a little bit more against the lefties right now. Oops. Yeah, they're batting 159. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing I can do in this situation, but I guess we'll find out here. Oh, shit. I forgot to swap them out, and that's a 3-run shot. Oh, no, it's caught in center field. Oh, man. Oh, man, that was so lucky. I would have deserved that one. Okay, well, we'll take the free pass by the Orioles there. As Reggie gets his first walk since his second game as a Tiger. He had 6 walks those first 2 games and then completely has disappeared. There's a double play. So 2 down. Here's Jeffrey Leonard, and Leonard lines out to center. Go to the top of the 5th, and 231. So Mike Eden actually bats worse versus righties than he does lefties. He's a switch hitter, so I'm just trying to play the odds here. It doesn't matter. He walked it anyway. So now we're in a different spot. I guess we're going to bring in Keith Comstock instead of Ujdur. He doesn't get... I guess he does okay versus lefties. So runner on first, nobody out. Here's Krenchicki. Stolen base by Eden. Moves him into scoring position. Going to pull the outfield in. And then the walk. And then a lazy fly ball to center. It's going to be caught by Henderson. And now we got a slew of righties coming. So, I mean, just total bullshit. As I think that's becoming my keyword. As we're going to bring in, we got a ways to go here. Is Beckwith a good ground ball pitcher? No, very low. So we're not going to bring him in. Tobic is average. And Weaver is average. So, okay, we're going to bring in Tobic and hope to get ourselves a ground ball double play. We're going to swap this time, not forget. So first and second, here's Jeff Burrows. Let's try to turn 2 here. Oh, okay, well, Tobik gets Burrows to pop it up to third. There's 1 out. So that'll bring up Glenn Borgman, who's 4 for 6 and 2 walks against Tobik. So this is a testy spot. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's speared by JT. That is a run-saving, possibly a 2-run-saving catch there. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers only have 2 frickin' runs against a washed-up lefty. That's going to bring up Thompson. He's going to line out to right. Thompson had the only RBI. I mean, why did I trade for these guys? Yeah, I mean, there's just, like, what's the point? I don't know. Around the floor is going to get a base hit into right center field. That's a definite stolen base. Oh, no, he was going for it as Parrish guns him down. Ken Pape hits a ground ball to first. There's the second out. And Bobby Bonner's popping it up on the infield. So a great job by Tobik as we get to the lefties again. So we'll do some swapping. Probably bring in Pat Underwood this time. Mark Wagner leading off, bottom of the 6th. And is this going to be another triple? Nope, it'll be caught. Yeah, we can't get anything done here. Ricky's not a bunter, but we may as well bunt for a single. I mean, why not? Yeah, that's why. As Ricky pops it up. And there's another ground ball, so... let's go ahead and flip it over to the in-game stats. There's nothing to look at here. Nothing to see here. Move along. There's Al Bumber to get a base hit up the middle. All right, I was hoping I'd get Tobik maybe through these lefties, but that's just not going to happen. So we'll bring in Pat Underwood. It's going to turn Mike Eden around. I mean, like, Parrish? This is Lance Parrish behind the plate. There's nobody out. I have no idea what to even do anymore. We're gonna let Mike Eden swing away instead of walk him, and he pops it up on the infield. There's 1 out. Next up is Wayne Krinchicki. Krinchicki hits a ground ball to short. It's gonna hold the runner at second base. And so it's going to turn Eddie Murray around. He's only batting 200 versus lefties, and he's 0 for 2 in his career against Underwood. As Murray hits a fly ball into right center field, caught by the right fielder. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's all tied at 1. This has been a pitcher's duel despite all the frustrations. I mean, Reggie Jackson is horrible. And we have him for 2 more years. Parrish is the only batter that showed up today. He's 2 for 3. And, we got a hit and run with J. Leo. Trying to come up with a cool nickname for him. Hey, base hit to right. So that's twice they've gone back-to-back. And now I'm just asking for a sac fly from JT. That probably won't get it done with Parrish. Maybe it's worth the risk. 50-50 shot. I mean, why not? I mean, we're 2 games under 500. Oh, there he is. He's safe at home. All right. Flip of a coin. And JT gets a second RBI. So Tigers take the lead 2-1 on a calculated gamble. Mickey Hatcher's up next. He gets his first hit versus a lefty this season. And it's first and third for Sweet Lou. Lou's 0 for 2. And he gets a base hit to center. So we just had to wait it out. We don't need to get thrown out with 2 outs at third. So we just basically had to wait this one out. As it's 3-1. Mark Wagner steps in, and he hits a ground ball to second, and that'll be the third out. So Wagner 0 for 3 after those 2 great games. We go to the top of the 8th, 3-1 Detroit, and Underwood is done. And we're going to bring in Weaver. Hello, Weaver. Weaver, this is his 21st game, 2-1, 3.86 ERA. 16 walks, 13 Ks, opponent's batting 286. Really much worse than he was last year. He had a sub-3 ERA last year until it turned September. And once that happened, all bets were off for any of the Tigers pitchers. So here in the top of the 8th, Jeff Burrows hits a ground ball to second. Here's Glenn Borgman, 0 for 3 on the day. Ground ball that gets past Thompson at first. Oh boy. So a runner at first base. Ron LaFleur is up next, and he flips it down the right field line. It's first and third now. That runner at third doesn't mean anything, but Ron LaFleur is going to be tough to double up. I think we're going to pull the outfield in so nothing drops in if we can avoid it. A ground ball to Thompson, and that does get out of the inning, so they do turn 2. As Pape hits into the 3-6-1 double play, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Here's Ricky Henderson. Randy Jones still in there, only at 90 pitches. He doesn't strike out much. He doesn't walk much, as Henderson gets a base hit to right. No, we never go for 2 with him. He gets thrown out every time. So we're going to hit and run with Barry Bonnell. Bonnell having a shitty game. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout, as Henderson pulls into second. So runner on first for Reggie Jackson. Yeah. Wow, Reggie Jackson is maybe unplayable. That's probably why he was in Double-A or Triple-A for the Yankees when I traded for him. I mean, he's useless. You can't play him in the field, and he doesn't take the bat off his shoulder. And when he does, he dribbles it back to the middle infield. Anyway, so here we are. We're going to try to get Weaver to get Bobby Bonner out, and then we're going to bring in the lefty to close it out as Bonner steps in. We'll know here how this is going to go with the first batter. Yep, it's going to go bad as Weaver gives up the base hit. So, I mean, going to bring in Cappy. Cappy, I mean, his ERA's bad. He's been the recipient of some bad defense. He's 3-1, and he has not blown a save yet. So this is a good opportunity for him to get one on the board. Only 14 hits in 23 innings pitched. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't given up a home run. Opponents are only batting 169. So we'll see here. I mean, Bonner probably tried to steal second. It seems to be the MO of the game. As, fortunately, Cappy strikes out Al Bunbury. So there's one down. Mike Eden's up next. He does hit righties better. So we'll see how this goes. Ground ball, too short. Hey, there we go. Wagner starts a double play that ends the game, and we got ourselves a nice little victory there. We could not get anything done, and we pull out the 3-1 win. Geez, I have no idea who the player of the game is. Should be almost a bullpen player of the game. Look at this trade offer. Interesting, right? We just can't afford it. Like, I wouldn't mind having Mickey Rivers now that we've traded away all of our center fielders. These contracts are for a few more seasons, but I really wouldn't want Charlie Huff on my team. And Tim Lawler, we just traded for. I don't know if he's going to work out or not, but I think I'd like to keep him. He's definitely a candidate for a starting position. And Howard Johnson's our third baseman of the future. So I think after the draft, we'll probably move him up to AAA. So we're going to say no to that. It's actually an interesting offer to ponder as we take a look here at the standings. Yeah, I mean, we're a 500 team, and we just keep, poking our head up every couple of games to get ourselves to the 500 mark. As you can see, we're actually 5-5 in our last 10. We do have the most home runs in the American League, which is kind of hard to believe, with 53 homers in 53 games now. And Seattle, whoa, look at this, folks. Seattle is closing the gap. They have the least amount of home runs in the American League. And they're only 1.5 back. And that is impressive. Let's take a look at the transactions. Oh, there was a trade. Oh, wow. It's not the Randy Johnson. It's the other Randy Johnson. The Chicago White Sox are sending Randy Johnson, the third baseman, and $685,000 to the Cardinals for second baseman Neil Fiala. Never heard of him. That looks like he's a coach in that picture there. But he's their starting second baseman for what? I don't know why that would be, but okay. And Randy Johnson is a single A player in this game. And then Ted Sizemore retires at age 36. Yeah, okay. Had a nice little career. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and subscribe. Check out my friend Pat Hazel's podcast. I mentioned it yesterday. You can find it on any place you get your podcasts, like Spotify or iTunes. And let's take a look here, as I have no idea who the player of the game is. I mean, they both had 2 hits, but Thompson, who did not get hit, did have 2 RBIs, so kind of clutch. Wow. You know what? I have no idea. Let's take a look at the bullpen here. Ujdur went 4 innings and only gave up 1 run. Roger Weaver gave up 3 hits. He sucks. I think I am going to give it to Dave Tobick because he did hold it together there in those middle innings for basically 2 innings until we could get to, the setup guys. So I'm going to give it to Dave Tobick. Let's think outside the box a little bit. No extra base hits. Around the floor, caught stealing. And they had 3 stolen bases otherwise, which is just unbelievable. And then Parrish also had that error. So bad day defensively for Parrish. Underwood gets the win. He's 3-3. And Cappy gets his team leading 6th save. So, all right, that's it, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 3-game series. See what's in store. Until then, everyone, have a great day.